Good morning, Willowridge. I'm Dana Cardona.
And I'm Marelia Aragon.
And this is Eagle News. Today we're diving into a topic that's on just about everyone's mind this time of year, standardized testing.
Whether it's the STAR, SAT, or ACT, these tests are a big part of student life.
In this episode, we'll be breaking down smart test-taking strategies to help you perform your best, and we'll look at how to manage that all too familiar feeling, test anxiety.
Plus, we'll hear from some of our amazing teachers about their perspectives on standardized testing and how they prepare for the testing season.
So grab your number twos, breathe deep, and get ready.
This is your Eagle News Show Testing Edition.
The pressure, the nerves, the blanking out on questions you swear you studied for. Test anxiety is real, and for many students it hits harder than the test itself.
In our first segment, Dana Cardona explores what test anxiety looks like, why it happens, and how you can manage it before your next big
As students across the state of Texas prepare to take the STAR, SAT, and ACT, many are feeling overwhelmed by the pressure to perform well, and it's taking a toll on their mental health. According to Dr. Margot J. Barnes, test anxiety is a strong feeling you have when how you perform really matters to you. She explains that this happens due to being under stress, causing your body to release the adrenaline hormone, leading to the fight or flight reaction. Dr. Barnes suggests that if you deal with test anxiety frequently, you should talk to a trusted adult such as a parent, counselor, or a therapist. Next, an article on Princeton Review gives us a few ways to conquer test anxiety. The author says to fuel up by having a good breakfast, relax and have a peaceful mentality, and make sure you have studied thoroughly for your exam. I interviewed my peer Nayeli Maestre Flores and asked for her input on test anxiety.
What thing causes me to get anxious about a test is studying so hard for it and then opening the test and everything I've studied for is not on there, or that I've been studying the wrong subjects for the test and I'm not prepared enough.
By recognizing the impact of test anxiety and seeking solutions, we can empower students to thrive in the high-pressure world of standardized testing. Reporting for Eagle News, I'm Dana Cardona.
Thanks, Dana. When it comes to big tests, knowing the material is only half the battle.
The other half, strategy. Up next, Marelia Aragon shares simple, effective test-taking tips to help you stay sharp and boost your score.
Knowing the material is only half the battle. Success on tests comes from using proven strategies like time management, active reading, and stress control. Tonight, we're diving into the best test-taking techniques to help students stay sharp, focused, and confident. Preparing for exams can be overwhelming, but students are improving their performance with effective strategies. From time management to active recall, these techniques help test takers stay focused. Experts say the right
test-taking strategies I use before the test is studying ahead of time, using flashcards, and trying to remember all the material that will be in the test.
methods can make a significant difference in scores. Time management is key to success. According to collegereport.org, students should review the exam, allocate time wisely, and start with easier questions to build confidence. Keeping an eye on the clock prevents rushing and mistakes. Practicing time quizzes improves pacing, helping students stay calm and perform their best. With exams approaching, effective test-taking strategies can boost performance. Techniques like active recall, time management, and process of elimination help students stay confident. Educators encourage practicing these methods to reduce anxiety and improve scores. With the right approach, success is within reach.
Thank you, Mareli. Standardized tests are meant to measure what students know, but how do they affect the people doing the teaching?
Today, we explore how teachers feel about testing, what works, what doesn't, and how it all impacts the classroom. Robert Cedillos has his story.
Whether students are filling in bubbles on paper or clicking answers on a screen, standardized tests remain a major factor in education. However, a recent Adweek Research Center survey found that while 80% of educators feel pressure to improve student test scores, only 25% believe these state-mandated tests are actually useful in the classroom. Standardized tests are designed to provide measurable benchmarks, but many educators argue they fail to reflect true learning. According to American University School of Education, these exams often disadvantage students with test anxiety, language barriers, or different learning styles. Willowridge social studies teacher Mr. Ross
Basically,
shared his
because
concerns.
of the way it's designed, it's kind of like a one size fits all design. But we know that our students don't always learn in that type of environment.
Okay. Despite these concerns, some educators acknowledge that standardized testing does serve a purpose. Willowridge English teacher Ms. Aber says that while these tests have flaws, they still offer a way to track progress across different schools and districts.
Tests give you an idea of what someone is really capable of. It shows you someone's aptitude. We've got to have some sort of measuring stick. We need to know what is someone capable of after finishing this particular course. There is no
Research supports this concern. Adweek's study found that 74% of educators believe in-class, teacher-created assessments provide a more accurate measure of student progress than standardized tests. Many argue that graduation rates, climate surveys, and teacher evaluations should play a larger role in assessing school success. As standardized testing continues to evolve, the debate still remains. While it offers measurable benchmarks, many educators believe it fails to capture real learning. The conversation on how best to assess student success is far from over. Reporting from Eagle News, I'm Robert Cedillos.
While students get ready for testing season, there's a whole lot happening behind the scenes that you might not see.
From organizing testing rooms to training staff and printing materials, it takes a team effort to make sure everything runs smoothly. Ron Ellis took us inside the halls and offices of Willowridge to see how our school prepares for testing.
Standardized testing is a major milestone for students, but what really goes on behind the scenes to ensure everything runs smoothly? From teachers adjusting their lessons to administrators coordinating logistics, schools put in weeks of preparation. Today, we take a closer look at the process and how students and staff are getting ready for test day. Preparing for these tests requires careful planning. Teachers balance instructions with test prep, while administrators coordinate schedules and materials. But what are the biggest challenges in this process? Educators focus on reinforcing key concepts and familiarizing students with the test format. According to Education Corner, effective strategies include practice tests and relaxation techniques to reduce anxiety and boost confidence. Beyond academics, logistics plays a key role. Schools must schedule testing, assign spaces, and ensure materials are ready, efforts that are essential for a smooth experience. We spoke with a fellow teacher, Miss Marion, about the challenges standardized testing brings for both the students and the staff.
I would say the biggest challenges to standardized testing for both students and staff is that standardized testing don't necessarily tap into students' talents and their gifts, such as creativity and art.
While tests only last a few hours, weeks of preparation goes into making sure everything runs efficiently. From lesson adjustments to scheduling, these behind-the-scene efforts help set students up for success. Reporting for Eagle News, I'm Theron
Thanks, Theron. Standardized tests are supposed to be a level playing field, but is that really the case?
In our final story, Kennedy Broussard dug into the question of fairness. What makes a test truly fair, and who gets left out when
Do standardized tests really show how smart you are? Standardized tests are used to judge students, but many people believe they are unfair. Today, we will look at why these tests might not work the same for everyone. Standardized tests have been around for over a century, but research shows they may have been designed to favor certain groups. The National Education Association explains that when these tests are first created, they reflected cultural knowledge that wealthier and white students were more likely to have. For students with learning disabilities, like dyslexia, standardized tests can be even harder. Studies from Michigan State University show that these students often struggle, not because they don't understand the material, but because of how tests are designed. Many people assume test scores reflect intelligence, but studies suggest they often reflect the student environment. WGBH News reports that students from wealthier schools often have better access to test prep, while others struggle with fewer opportunities. Standardized tests are meant to help decide a student's future, but are they really that fair? More people are asking if it's time to rethink how we measure student success. I asked English teacher Ms. Palmer her thoughts about this topic.
How do you think different students' background affects students' test results? If they are homeless or food insecure, then they're concentrating on where their next meal is coming from or where they get to sleep that night. They're not concentrating on learning the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s if they're young children, or deepening their ability to have knowledge and education. So a person's personal experience and background definitely can affect how they perform on a standardized test.
In the end, every student has a unique story. Maybe it's time for a system that recognizes that.
Thanks, Kennedy. Before we end our show, we have a special message from our yearbook staff.
Eagles, Eagles! If you haven't bought your yearbook, now's the time. We only have a few copies left, so take advantage of the moment to buy your yearbook. You will see amazing moments like the Willowridge boys soccer went to playoffs after a season of hard work, displaying incredible skill and teamwork on the field. So scan this QR code to go to StrayJustinYearbook.com and you can relive every goal, every cheer, and every heart-pounding moment in this year's Willowridge yearbook. Living Blue is your story.
That wraps up this special edition of Eagle News, all about standardized testing.
From strategies and stress to fairness and teacher insights, we hope you're walking away a little more prepared and a little more aware.
Big thanks to everyone who shared their stories and perspectives with us.
Good luck on your exams, Eagles, and remember, a test score doesn't define your worth.
Join us later this month for stories on substance abuse, but until then, remember,
Eagle pride never dies.